Ready to go. Okay. So for the benefit of the audience at home, you should know that this was initially a live performance, and this one's actually being filmed for an audience at this moment. But the whole idea is that if you want an honest opinion of what somebody thinks of you, you can't get it for free. It's going to come at a price, and the price in this case is that I'm going to put it on the internet and everybody can find it. But also there is a live audience here, so they get a bit of the experience of watching somebody squirm in a chair while I tell them what I think of them. So we have Carlo here, who for the longest time I thought was Arlo, and I think that the name change is really telling, because when I thought you were an Arlo, it was a lot more of this kind of like blue state, possibly American, like really sort of like progressive background that I was like, had just like assumed you would come from with a name like Arlo. But then it was Carlo, and it was like, oh, you seem like much more like somebody who's kind of trying to make a little bit of a break with where they're coming from. So that was a big one. Like definitely, whereas maybe when you were Arlo, I thought that you were somebody who was maybe like, yeah, like just kind of like following in the path that your family had totally trod themselves and were fully like embracing of. Now maybe a little bit more, you're making like a little bit of a break with whatever's come before, and you're kind of trying to figure out your own thing, but still so anxious about it. So anxious and a little neurotic, and like, that's fine, like that's totally cool. I'm not sure what your thing is, if you're an academic or if you are an artist, but if I had to like hazard a guess, you're probably much more interested in something having to do with words, and more likely than not something that doesn't involve being on camera or a stage in front of an audience. Like you're much happier to kind of step back, but I'm sure you wouldn't mind if your name was attached to something that you were very proud of. And I'm sure your parents would be very proud of that too, because it would make this whole insane adventure you've decided to go off on without consulting them, it would make it a lot more acceptable. What else do I think about you? I think that you are a bit shy, but you're not cripplingly shy. Like you're just somebody who's kind of like Montreal's probably a really comfortable place for you because it's not too big. But for a city that's not too big, there's a lot of interesting people here. And especially with like the number of students here, it's like easy to find people who are engaged in ideas and willing to talk about them. I don't really know if you're in school, if you're working or not, and I haven't quite figured out if you're bilingual or not, or if you speak 3 languages, which is possible. So that's kind of like a void to me. I mean, you really speak English very well. Like it's obviously the language you're most comfortable in, from what I can guess. Yeah, he's nodding his head now. He's the most comfortable in English. So I think if you do have these other language skills, you're definitely not showy about it, because you're not a showy person. You're kind of much more like this. But if you do have those other language skills, like you're probably more ambitious than I'm giving you credit for by being here. But again, I don't know. If you don't have those language skills, if you only speak English, then you're not an ambitious person at all. But you're somebody who's just trying to find like a good, solid place to kind of like work on your shit and figure it out. And I just realized now, the lighting on me is so bad. Oh my God.
It's a nice effect.
It's an effect? Okay, so we've got an effect here anyway. As you can see, I got really concerned about myself right in the middle of this. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I wasn't 100% engaged. But that's really the secret in a lot of these. I'm really actually just concentrating on myself and like how do I appear here? Which actually, you're probably not that different, except you wouldn't put yourself in front of the camera to worry about those things. So I think that's where I'm at. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I think it's good.
Okay, cool. We're good. Thank you.
Thank you.